Hello there, this is Contact Disclosure again. This issue is Lockdown, Supermoon on VE Day 2020. The skies have been clear now for 2 or 3 weeks because of the lockdown, like never before. First time in my life, I think. And we're seeing the moon like never before if you don't have the cloud. Unfortunately, we have had a lot of cloud. It cleared reasonably well last night, so I managed to pick up these images. The moon was very yellow, slight haze about it. It came low in the sky where we are in the UK. And it wasn't brilliant seeing, but you know, you've just got to take what you've got. It came up, but it went down behind houses. It's very low in the sky here. So I only had it for about, hour and a half. But even so, I got some half-decent images and a different view at what we're seeing. Now, the lockdown has given us the opportunity to use our telescopes and go out and have a look. But unfortunately, the weather dictates, not the lockdown. And this is about the first time I've managed to get out in a long while. I'm not going to be in any sort of competition anymore with these clickbaiters who are nothing whatsoever to do with looking for anomalies or promoting disclosure. These guys are in it purely for self promotion, to try and make money, to subsidize their living. I've added colors to get rid of the black and white and grey and smoothness, and showed it as it is. All I've done is messed with the colours, nothing else you can do really. But it's showing up some really rough areas of the moon that we see because it's so bright, so clear, and we're getting such good images at the moment. I'm quite happy with it. Unfortunately, people they've poo-pooed me putting colour on for the last year or two, but I notice a lot of these clickbaiters are now starting to add colour to their videos. I mean, music, you know, the dark side of the moon. You're supposed to be putting up videos about anomalies, not videos for Pink Floyd, you know. When you come down, when you get that far down the scale of trying to promote what you're doing, you're no longer promoting anything to do with astrophotography or anomaly hunting or anything else, disclosure. You're really just into clickbaiting, along with that guy from Canada, Tosspot and Walson, begging for money, begging, can you give me some money? I need a van. They've zapped me in the eyeballs. I can't see, I've gone blind. They've hijacked my stuff in the airplane and wrecked it. They've buzzed my house with a helicopter. They're trying to kill me. There's a man following me around the shopping mall. I mean, you ever noticed that Bruce Swartz and Walson, John Leonard Walson, his real name's Pete, by the way, are like two different sides of the same coin. One of them says nothing at all, and the other one you just can't shut up. But neither of them have anything to say, but they always finish with, give us some money, please. Now, nothing here that you're looking at on this 10-minute video cost a penny. It didn't cost anything, nothing. I went out into the garden, shot the film, came back in next day, which is the 8th now, edited it, stuck it together, and it didn't cost a cent, not one dime. And yet they're begging for money. Why are they begging for money? What do they want the money for? Do you think they're going to get a better telescope? Look, there's only so much you can see on the moon. The moon is the moon is the moon. You might pick stuff up traveling in front of the moon or behind the moon, but there's nothing on the moon that moves. It's a dead moon. Dead planet. It's not a planet, but it's a dead moon. There's nothing there. There may be anomalies, artifacts from previous times, but there's nothing there at the moment, unless something's stopping over on a journey. But however, these guys are trying to imply that the place is busy, hectic, stuff coming in and going out, and it's all bollocks, all of it. And I don't want to be part of that anymore. I don't want anything to do with any of them. Secure team, look at what happened to him. There's about, I don't know, there must be 20 to 50 sites that do nothing but repeat the same images over and over and over and over. And they talk about anything but what they're trying to do. They don't know how to use the kit they've got. And of course, you cannot film anything beyond the moon. Mars, you can't film Mars. You can get a little pinprick of a little orangey dotty thing in the distance with the very, very best of telescopes. But if you want to film Mars or anything else, it's got to be through NASA or ESA or JAXA or any of the big places that have big telescopes. But nothing on Earth, not one telescope on Earth can film Mars, Mercury, Venus, or anything. They can only pick up scintillating, twinkling images of fuzzy, fizzing about, or we'll call them spheres, but they're not even spheres. But no detail is possible, nothing. The only thing we can film with a telescope from Earth is the moon. And the only images that get close on the moon, I mean really close, are NASA images from their satellites. In the future, other companies like SpaceX might have their own cameras, or Richard Branson, they might do something. But I've got a funny feeling they'll be censored and controlled quite heavily, and we'll still never get any closer. Now, we can go out on a clear night, and this is about the best I can do with a 6-inch refractor, which is quite powerful. I could spend 10 grand and get a slightly bigger telescope. Wouldn't be a whole lot bigger, maybe double the size. But you wouldn't get anything else. If you saw an anomaly traveling across the sky with my telescope, it would still be an anomaly traveling across the sky. You wouldn't get a whole lot more detail with a big scope. They zoom in on a crater with something in it, rubble or something, and imply that if they kept going, you would see the buildings, you would see the parked up ships, you would see the entrance to the tunnel that goes into the hollow moon. But they stop and then they start to pull back with a guitar twanging Dark Side of the Fucking Moon on the background, which is a load of bollocks. And the bottom line is they want your clicks, clicky clicky. All of them want your clicks. They're clickbaiters, and that's all they're doing. They have no interest in getting together and helping one another. Oh no, they hate each other's guts. I don't know any two sites that actually get on. They stab each other in the back. They're constantly at odds with one another, and the net result is nothing. They don't produce anything. All hearsay, blurry images, fuzzy images. I've never seen a clear image of a UFO in my entire life. Not once. Even the stuff I capture, it's always blurry, fuzzy. You can't make out head nor tails what it is. It could be a satellite, it could be a meteor, it could be a spaceship, it could be one of our own spaceships, because I believe we now have them. It could be debris, it could be anything. But this constant asserting themselves over us, trying to say that we're doing it right and nobody else is, and I've discovered life on the moon. No one has. No one. There's nothing moved on the moon. I've been filming it for 5 years and nothing moves. Nothing is built up or darkened or lightened or anything else. And as for the tossers like John Walson, who'll say nothing whatsoever about his discoveries, and when he runs out of material, he goes surfing the Terminator, which is where the darkness meets the light, where the shadows throw up weird images, in the hope that you'll think some of the weird images are actually buildings or whatever. And a lot of you sheep will get caught, and you go along with it. You just go along with it. And I'm afraid you're just being conned. Every time I make a comment now, it's derogatory, and I offer to send money, but I'm sending nobody nothing at all. Until such times as it improves, I'm staying out of it, well out of it. Maybe see you later. Bye.